Hello, my beloved Pathfinders. It's Kimberly here, and I decided to go ahead and share this message that I channeled last night. I hadn't really even thought about whether I would or not until this evening. I got an email from Allison Lassard, and she had evidently just been watching my videos that I'd posted from Priest Lake, and she was very interested in my take on Jesus Christ being the feminine aspect of the twin flame soul. And um, I'm not going to say any more about our email right now until I talk to her again, but it just inspired me to go back and read this message that I had channeled last night. So what I had done was I sat in the evening and thought, who do I want to talk to tonight? Who should I ask to give a message? And just into my mind popped Mary Magdalene, and I was totally shocked. I had no intention of doing this, and I started typing, and this is what came out. And as I reread it this evening, I was so struck that there's so much in it for encouraging you that I should share it. And then, just to make sure that I was hearing my intuition right, I pulled a couple of cards and I got communicate clearly and yes with an exclamation mark. So I'm going to share it with you. I know this could possibly, shake some people's ideas. And, take it or leave it. If this is not something that resonates with you, that is not going to upset me. But here's what I got. So in this, as I typed, I was hearing hearing her speak, and then I just felt like asking her some questions. So throughout this, every now and then there will be just a brief question from me to her, and I'll say that I asked, and then hopefully that'll come clear through the through the message as I read it. So I'll get started. And it's titled A Message from Mary Magdalene, the Divine Masculine Aspect of the Twin Flame of Jesus Christ, Twin Flame Pair of Jesus Christ, who had embodied the Divine Feminine. My dear child, you were surprised, were you not, that the core essence of my soul is the masculine aspect of our twin flame union? Even now you have a difficult time wrapping your mind around this. Do not fear, it is perfectly okay with us to have you picture Yeshua in his earthly male body and me in my earthly female body. In spirit, gender is considered a very trivial matter. A truly balanced soul will have both the masculine and feminine aspects of their divine being in such perfect balance that it is difficult to tell which part of their core essence is, anyway, and the gender chosen in any incarnation is only consequential based on the particular soul growth and mission that is desired for that lifetime. What fun we have at times, however, debating and making agreements about which gender one will occupy in a given lifetime. Sometimes there are even last-minute changes where a soul was determined to come in as one gender, but due to other circumstances had to inhabit a different gender, and you can use your imagination as to what some possible outcomes might occur in that particular lifetime. But I digress. And then I ask, were you and Yeshua the first twin flames to incarnate on earth? No, we were not. There were others before us. It is common practice to use twin flames for particular missions where our energies and particular gifts help us work through especially difficult situations. In a world where polarity has taken such a strong hold, our ability to pull through situations by drawing on our combined power to clear and transmute energy to bring about healing comes in handy. And then I ask, when a particular mission requires a twin flame pair to unite, are they activated in that energetic blocks are removed at the higher dimensions in order to make additional power available to them for the mission? Usually, but not always. In addition, there are certain circumstances when the activation will include some blocks being removed in order to make available additional power, but some are left in place. It really depends on the mission and also on what the twins intend to do in the future missions as well. I ask her, what is so unique and particular about the mission you did with Yeshua? If you mean, how was it unique and different compared to what is happening now? Well, as was the case in other biblical stories, a very useful tool for creating a paradigm shift is found in sending in forerunners who will create a disturbance in the current energetic patterns that are being emitted by the collective. The forerunners are the advance guard, the scouts, but they do more than just discover the lay of the land. They are the waymakers. much like you referred to the particular twin flame wave that you are in as the beloved pathfinders. Waymakers prepare the way. We had a waymaker of our own in the form of John the Baptist, as well as many others before him who foretold our coming in prophecies thousands of years before we were born. So you speak of our parents, this is me asking, were you always intended and considered to be an equal and integral part of the mission? Yes, I was. It was always meant to be a joint mission, but my part of the story had been deliberately left out of the record in all surviving prophecies before we were born. This is because we came into a culture that was steeped in male domination. Most of the prophets weren't even told about me. Do you feel that your mission was a failure because of your omission? Not at all. The fact that our story was altered and I was left out of the history books had already been considered as the most likely outcome because of the cultural nature of the energies on Earth for thousands of years. Masculine dominion held sway for so long, it was a given. You rightly discerned that this is why we agreed to have the feminine aspect of our twin flame soul incarnated in a masculine body, or our story would never have been written about at all. Remember, all that history is highly distorted or colored by the people who remember it, write it, collect or maintain it, so our story is not unique in this way at all. In order to arrive at greater truths regarding history, all readers must read with their third eye wide open, and we counted on the twins coming after us to be able to do this. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I have a major thunderstorm and rain going on out there. I'm sorry if that's disturbing you. How often have twins incarnated in past times in order to perform special missions? First of all, I can tell that you are assuming that we not count the times twins incarnate in order to experience certain lifetimes in preparation for their mission lifetime. In that, you would be correct. We don't really count those as mission lifetimes, although they are preparatory. First of all, twins are as unique as angels, and in fact, are in a sense a type of angelic being because they have a very specific type of soul created for a very special purpose. They differ from angels in that they were originally created as the type of soul that would inhabit a third dimensional or fourth dimensional body, but very early on in their formation they volunteered to become twins in order to be imbued with special power and unique abilities that are suitable for particular missions in 3 and 4D realms that even angels aren't well suited to do. As you know, sometimes angels incarnate in 3 and 4D for a specific reason, and many more have incarnated at this time in Earth's history to help with ascension, but their roles are different. They have a much more difficult time assimilating into the energies of this realm, and although they have important roles to play, they can't do the same things twin flames can do. Twin flames are angelic in that they have unique abilities and special powers that enable them to do things that the general 3 and 4D souls can't do. In addition, they are always old souls, as twins are created at the very beginning of time and have experienced many things on many realms. Our unique gifts have been used in various places and different purposes because, especially when we work in mass, we are able to create significant shifts. We are, in a sense, the undercover black ops agents of the angelic realm. Understand that in this, twin souls are not better than other souls, it is just that they are different. I wonder about how twin souls fit into regular soul groups. Could you tell me that? That is a great question. Twin souls came from individual souls who volunteered to become twins within any given monad. In most cases, however, it was common for some monads to have more twins choose to individuate than others, but you are correct in recognizing that while you have many soulmates, quite a few who have incarnated with you at this time in order to form close friends and family, not all of them are twins. A case in point, you and your twin are the only twin flame within your immediate family and close soulmates. A few of the twin flames within the beloved Pathfinder group are soulmates of yours, some more closely related than others. In addition, most of you have worked on large projects in tandem together before, so there is a strong bond between you all. No other mission has ever utilized this many twin flames to incarnate at once, but as your experience has always been in high demand, you've had many opportunities to work together before. This is one reason that you have so quickly attracted each other to you as you begin to recognize the collective power that you hold. How does this mission differ from others that happened before? That's a really big question. I will do my best to answer. First of all, this is the culmination of all missions that have taken place before it. You already recognized, or I should say remembered this. In a case In a sense, all other missions leading up to this one were trainings for what we consider to be the real deal. All of you have guides who are highly experienced in twin missions, as they are twins and have been involved in missions before. So many of you have incarnated to help at this time that many additional guides and especially angels have stepped in to aid. You are always well supported in your missions, but this time your attendants, aides, and helpers are many in number. Everywhere you go is a crowd. You know this, as they all try to speak up at once whenever you have a reading. You are so loved. Also, Yeshua and I are very highly involved in this mission, as we were the waymakers who prepared the way for this wave of twins and were primary developers of this plan. Other missions had less to do with healing the masculine and feminine rift than this one, so there is even a unique pattern emerging in this setting that is providing a challenge. All of you practiced for these energies, however, by incarnating and meeting up with your twin once or twice within the last 1,000 years in Earth timelines. Each of you suffered traumatic events that in particular sent the masculine twin reeling. With very few exceptions, the masculine twin embodied a male body and the feminine a female body in these preparatory cycles in order to prepare for this role. This was because it was important that you were both imprinted with the particular energies that would come through to you from the earth plane according to your gender that you would come to heal. For the final run, it was actually encouraged for twins to choose divergent body types in various orientations in order to cover all of the healing and clearing that was needed. Finally, there has never been such a wide-scale deployment of twins than now. This mission required it because so much work is needed to clear, heal, and transmute the damage done to the divine feminine on this planet. I want to say something here. Since your contact is exclusively with the awakened divine feminine aspects of the twin collective other than your own interaction with your own twin, on the part of the divine masculine, I want to tell you how much we love and honor you for the work you have taken on. In order to achieve a successful outcome for this mission, your masculine counterparts have absorbed every known negative energy that was ever generated on this earth due to the abuse of the feminine that has been suffered by all souls living on this planet since duality created a schism that put her down. In absorbing this, they have become almost completely lost and cut off from their true source. With few exceptions, most of them agree to take these energies on to the extent that they are unable to fully activate and use their feminine aspects of their soul until you heal them and make the way possible. They know that they are hurting you, acting out the separation, the very opposite of the tender love that you deserve, that their deepest hearts long to give. Much of the very energy that you now must overcome is due to them sinking into this role so completely that their own core soul is beginning to lose hope. They are vulnerable to attack from within and without. They know that you have suffered, know that it was necessary, but it is hurting them so much in such a literal sense that even if they could somehow bring themselves to come home to you, they are unable. Do not be discouraged by this because the situation is in no way hopeless. It simply underscores the reason that twin flames are the only ones capable of healing the schism, of bridging the gap. Only the twin flame pull of one soul on the other is powerful enough to pull through these energies that so deeply divide your race. Do not give up. Keep going and going and going. Trust that we are helping you. It is not that you have to do it alone, but your belief and your help from your guides and angels, your trust in perfect timing, the release of anxiety, and centering on the heart chakra connection between you and your twin are all required in order to succeed. When it seems impossible, know that the way is being created even in the darkest hour. Your masculine twins love you. You are their beloved. They will worship at your feet. Think of how I treated Jesus. I spent every last dime of the fortune that I had amassed to buy the most expensive perfume I could find, and I anointed his feet and wiped them with my hair. He who has reached out to me every time that I ran, he pulled me in and he never gave up. He who became completely in tune with the divine essence of the feminine aspect of our twin soul in order to finally signal to me that the way was clear for me to enter again. How I love him! We are your example. We did not come to earth to create a new religion that would be used and would be distorted as one half of our story in order to implement control over people. We came here to test twin power and to show how it would be done later. You all were students of our work, and of the work of other twins who also experimented with small-scale missions here on Earth before this big one. In every case, things went as planned. The power of twins to unite is unstoppable. Mary, thank you for showing up and giving me this beautiful message. We are indebted to you and the sacrifice you and Yeshua made to come here and mark the way before us. I feel as if I never fully appreciated or understood your mission until now, and it all makes more sense. It is like putting together pieces of a puzzle by finding pieces that had been missing for thousands of years. Mary says, she closes with, I want to assure you that Yeshua and I are watching over the twins who have incarnated on this mission with the most tender care. You rightly discern that Archangel Michael, as well as all the high angelic realm and many others, are assiduously protecting you, but know that Yeshua and I, as the Waymakers, are serving as the masterminds of this mission. We are watching over you, and you are so loved. Well, my friends, that's the end of the message. I really hope that this brings, amazing joy to your heart. As I was reading this just now, I started getting goosebumps so intensely. I just feel it's affirmation of the message here of encouragement that is there for us. I know that so many of us have gone through the darkest times. I have readings with others who are really coming into that Christ consciousness and have come out on the other side, like this storm that's raging right now. We've been through that storm, and then on the other side it just becomes clear, and the air is filled with negative ions. It smells so good and fresh. The air is clean. That storm had to happen in order for us to fully embody our Christ consciousness. And as we do so, we are aligning ourselves energetically with what has to take place in order to show our twins that it's safe for them to come home. So you are so loved. I'm going to close the message, and I love you all. Thank you for subscribing and watching. Goodbye.